can't stop at just one cookie. I have to have the whole box.
If this sounds familiar, you may be a food junkie. For The Cure, watch Eyewitness News tonight at 5.
Then at 6.
There's a lot of palpable fear about nuclear power.
Is the fear justified? Mark Haynes reports on Shoreham. Can anyone win?
Watch Eyewitness News, plus Food Junkies at 5.
And Shoreham, Can Anyone Win? At 6 tonight.
Bianca Jagger, 7:30 tonight.
Ladies, please, I really don't require this much support. I'm perfectly fit.
Nonsense. You need to rest the whole day. Right, Camilla?
Absolutely. It's always difficult when you first get out of the hospital, especially the first day.
On the contrary, the first day is an absolute delight. Nobody coming around to bother me and grinning nurses coming into the room every 5 minutes.
When I was in hospital, I could never get a nurse.
Well, that's because you're not a 6-foot handsome hunk like my husband.
Look, all I ask for is the least amount of fuss possible.
You know, I really think I can handle him by myself.
Well, in that case, I'll leave you to Raven's tender mercies. I think I'd like to go out for lunch anyway.
Good.
Unless, of course, you'd like me to stay. I hate leaving you in this hour of need.
Look, I'm perfectly fit. You go ahead and enjoy yourself.
All right, I think I'll do just that. See you both later.
Bye-bye. Have a nice time.
Alone at last.
No!
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I was so happy to have you home safe and sound.
I should get shot more often if it produces this effect.
Don't you dare. Once was enough. I'm just so grateful you had on that bulletproof vest, only I'm sorry you didn't tell me about it earlier.
Well, I didn't want to worry you. I don't wear it regularly, but this time I thought it would be adequate reason.
Well, this time you were lucky you had it on.
Yes, I figured that the closer I got to the phone book, the more careful I should be. But the one thing that worries me is the police. There are a few raised eyebrows because of that vest.
Do you think they're suspicious about what you do for a living?
Oh, they don't suspect me of espionage. And it's been years since I've committed any act of espionage. At this point, I'm just a poor but honest failure.
Tell me, Ian, what do you think our chances are of getting that phone book? I know you traced it to your ex-wife, but now she's dead.
Yes. Poor Patricia. You know, I still don't know whether I could be held indirectly responsible for her death. But, Raven, one thing bothers me more than anything else. And that is that someone close to me might be hurt. Because they're close to me.
Oh, who, me? Why would anyone want to hurt poor little old me?
Cameron, awfully sorry about last night. I know you said it was a matter of life and death, but I couldn't see you. I was tired.
Yes, well, that's exactly what it is, Mr. Whitney. A matter of life and death.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Secret, strong enough for a man but made for a woman. And by Tide, from ice cream to mud, Tide gets it clean.
How far does a mom have to go to get wedding kids clean?
All the way to Thai country!
Dressing for a wedding day.
But don't expect they'll stay that way.
There's an usher sitting on her supper.
Soft-on babies, bib and tucker.
Extraction wedding kids need extraction time.
Just look at this wedding scene.
I ask you, will they
ever get clean?
Go ahead and drop them.
Splash them.
Mash them. Claim your spot.
Tide gets it clean. Tide's America's favorite. From sauce to punch, Tide'll tough clean it. You've just seen it. Now here's your future grooms and brides.
Same clothes, same kids. Now Sunday clean with Tide.
Claim your spot. Tide gets it clean.
Can I squeeze in?
Sure. Of course, you may never squeeze back out.
Oh, then we'll stay in here forever.
There's only 10 minutes worth of air.
Grouch, Togetherness is good for a marriage. I get my secret.
Honey, if we're so into togetherness, why do we have 2 antiperspirants?
Because I need my secret solid.
Wait a minute. Use my spray. It's strong and will save space.
Nope, secret solid keeps me drier.
Drier than mine?
Mm-hmm. Better for close living.
Oh, then I'll use yours.
Stan, secrets for women. Goes on silky, dry, and smell.
Pretty.
Mm-hmm. Helps keep me dry and I don't smell like one of the guys.
But if it's strong...
Stan, it's really getting crowded in here.
Secret, strong enough for a man.
But made for a woman.
Mr. Whitney, I'm about to tell you something that represents quite a gamble for me. I've given a good deal of thought as to whether or not I should be completely truthful with you, open about everything.
Well, that would be a novelty, wouldn't it?
All right, I deserve that, I know. I have never been able to tell you, or even Mike or Nancy or anyone else, the complete truth at any one time. There's always been something that I've had to hold back in the interest of security.
Oh, security. Security, yes. Well, that word does seem to cover a multitude of sins, doesn't it?
I can only tell you that each time I have not given you the whole truth, that
Or simply lied to me completely.
All right. Or lied to you. Or held back my real motivation, that I always thought that it was necessary, and so did my superior in Washington. However, I have not consulted with him on what I am about to do, and if he finds out and doesn't like it, I might find myself on the unemployment line very shortly.
Oh, no.
Well, it's not my job that worries me. Now, it's the possible loss of lives of several hundred CEA agents all over the world.
I see. So this is yet another phone book maneuver, isn't it?
No. No, this is the end of a maneuver, Mr. Whitney. The end of a strategy. Mr. Whitney, you're no longer in danger of being indicted for treason.
Did I hear you correctly?
I've learned that the charges against you are going to be dropped.
Do you mean to tell me that you and the DA are finally willing to admit that it was Ian who framed me, that I'm completely innocent? You mean I'm finished with this ridiculous game?
Well, we're not supposed to have this information. I'm sure you can understand why. But my conscience wouldn't permit me to remain silent. I only ask as a reward that you don't share this information with anyone.
Not tell anybody? Why not?
Well, Nancy and Mike already know about your exoneration, and so does Chief Mallory.
Chief Mallory? I couldn't care less whether Chief Mallory knows about it or not. I'm thinking about Raven. The only reason that she married Ian Devereaux is because of me, because there were charges of treason against me. And if those charges no longer exist, well, then
You will be betraying your country if you don't give us time to complete this mission.
Now, you just listen to me, Cameron. The only reason I got involved in this mission impossible of yours was because of threats. The threat that I was going to be called a traitor to my country. The threat that I was going to spend the rest of my life in prison.
I repeat, you will be betraying us if you don't give us time to complete this mission.
Yeah, I've had enough of your flag-waving, Cameron. I want Raven to know the truth. I want to know that she doesn't have to keep up this ugly farce any longer.
Mr. Whitney, I want you to give her some more time. If she breaks up with Devereaux now, it's...
No, Cameron! I want Raven to know the truth. I don't want her married to that man for another minute.
When you think back, that the whole thing started in this very room.
What do you mean?
Well, surely you remember your first time here?
Oh, how could I forget? Those 2 people kidnapped me.
Yes, the Foleys. What a pathetic couple they were.
And you rescued me. I was so impressed. The fact is, you didn't really rescue me at all, did you? It was all pre-planned.
You know, I was much less of a hero than you thought, Raven. I'm deeply sorry.
That's all right. You made up for it a dozen times. You know, Ian, have you ever thought of giving up? I mean, going to the authorities and telling them the truth?
Are you mad?
No, I think it would be all right. You didn't steal the document. My, 3rd ex-husband did.
Yes, but I purchased it, my darling.
I know, but if they saw that you were trying to get it back, I don't... Who's that?
I haven't a clue.
I'll get it.
I wonder what would happen if I took her advice.
There's a gentleman here to see you. What was your name again?
The name is Scanlon, Richard Scanlon. But I think you know me better as Constantine.
The best way to tell you what NutraSweet is to tell you what it isn't. NutraSweet isn't fattening. It isn't bad for your teeth. It isn't artificial like saccharin. And it isn't for sale. Instead, NutraSweet is an ingredient. A new sweetening ingredient in products like these, and in dozens more soon on their way. Best of all, the taste of NutraSweet is just like sugar.
Wood. It's one of nature's most useful resources. And Royal Oak Charcoal is made with lots of real wood. Because real wood lights fast and lights easy. And real wood gives you that real, honest, outdoor flavor. Royal Oak Charcoal, made with real wood to make your barbecue real good.
That's just about the whole thing in a nutshell. I'm just wondering what's going to happen when we actually go.
There you go. You sure that's all you want?
Yeah, nothing more for me, Mitz. I've got to get back to headquarters in a minute.
You wanted French fries with that, didn't you?
Yeah, how come I didn't get them?
I forgot. I'll get them.
Oh, Mitzi, come back here. Sit down.
Come on.
What is up with you today? I mean, you're more discombobulated than even usual.
Oh, it's Poppy. I said something really stupid.
Well, you two didn't have a fight, did you?
No, nothing like that. It's just that... Well, you guys know how she's been these past couple of days, you know, down in the dumps, crying all over the place.
I didn't know. What's the problem? I bet it starts with a capital D. Like a Dear John letter from Damien.
Oh, yeah, she got a letter from him, all right. And she's been carrying it around with her, looking at it, reading it over and over again. Boy, love's really something, isn't it?
Not when the one you love is 1,000 miles away.
That's what I told her. And that's when it started. I wish I had kept my mouth shut.
Well, exactly what was it you said?
Well, I said, Poppy, I said, Poppy, if you miss him that much and you love him that much, then you should be with him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and then she gave me a hug and said, thank you so much, Mitzi. I knew you'd understand. I don't understand.
I think you just talked yourself out of a partner. Is this for real? I mean, is Poppy actually going to Washington?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, she keeps telling me to start looking for someone to take her place. I just can't believe this is happening. And you guys, she is the brains behind this entire operation.
What's that make you, the brawn?
Oh,
Camilla, hi.
I think I'll get your order now.
Calvin, you've met Camilla. Yes, I've had the pleasure. Hi.
Hello.
Look, if you two'd like some privacy, I think I'll buzz out.
Oh, no, Detective, please stay. I'm sure you'll want to hear this news since you're a friend of Gavin's.
Oh, well, if it's good news for a change, by all means, proceed.
Perhaps this will improve your appetite.
He doesn't need anything to prove his appetite. No, my only problem with food is going to be able to afford it.
Well, I know the prices are higher in New York, but I don't think we'll have any trouble.
Did I hear New York?
Oh, don't tell me your roommate has not informed you that I've been trying to get him to brave the theater world in the Big Apple.
Yes, I think I recall him mentioning it once or twice.
Well, here's my news. Last night, I talked to a producer friend of mine. He produces off-Broadway plays. He's very successful, even though he has a great big ego. But the wonderful news is I caught him just at the right moment, Gavin.
Oh, I know. You mentioned my name, and he said, Gavin Wiley? The famous director of the famous Whitney Theater that put on one lousy play for 3 lousy weeks? Hey, it wasn't lousy, and if I recall, it was 4 weeks.
Do you want to hear my news, or don't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. I told you my timing was perfect. I called him just a couple of hours after the director he had quit. Walked off the stage, punched one of the actors or something, left him stranded, desperate.
I don't believe it. Not in that town. All he has to do is stick his head out the stage door and yell, Director! He'll get trampled by the mad rush.
Oh, Gavin, I told him all about you. I told him what you've done in the past and how wonderful you are. He thinks you're ideal for his play.
Meaning, P.S., he got the job.
Well, no, he didn't say that exactly. But Jeremy wants to see you, Gavin, as soon as you can get to New York.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a long way to go for an interview.
Well, it better be soon. There's going to be a mad rush of directors once the word gets out.
Are you really serious about this, Camilla?
I told my friend Jeremy I would get you to New York if I had to kidnap you.
Wait a minute. If this job comes through, does that mean moving permanently to New York?
Well, I think logically that's the next step. Listen, I've got to call Jeremy. I will be back in a few minutes. I'm sorry you're losing a roommate, but I'm glad I'm gaining one.
Down in the islands where the coconut grows is a secret to beautiful skin that only Camay knows.
Camay took exotic coconut oil and created a leading beauty bar like no other, with 1/2 creamy coconut soap to give you rich lather for skin that feels beautifully soft all over.
Skin so soft you love to touch. She's Camay all over.
Discover Coconut Camay for soft, beautiful skin.
Look who's playing center field!
Look who's wearing center field.
And we're out of bleach.
Try mine, Joe.
That's not my bleach.
Trust me.
Joan is trying Biz Bleach. With energized cleaners, even liquid bleaches don't have. So Biz cleans muddy dirt better.
I can't believe these are the old red and whites. What was that bleach?
Biz Bleach.
Well, I'm impressed.
So am I.
Discover Biz Bleach for a cleaner, whiter wash.
It was noon when Claire's mom discovered shiny dishes without towel drying.
Beautiful shine.
I didn't even towel dry. What a joy.
But what about spots?
With Lemon Fresh Joy, dishes dry practically spot-free.
Fact is, other leading brands can dry leaving spots. Joy's unique anti-spotting formula lets dishes dry practically spot-free, down to the shine.
Gorgeous.
Without a towel.
Discover Lemon Fresh Joy for a beautiful shine without a towel.
Oh, time for me to go. Gotta tell you, I am looking forward to having the apartment all to myself.
Cut it out. Nothing's definite yet.
Yeah, so long, CD. Whoa, hey, baby.
Well, hello, officer.
Oh, you should have been here early.
Oh, really? Sorry, I was in court.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, but I think you ought to ask your friend Mitzi the same question. She's been in quite a daze. Dinner later?
You got it.
8 o'clock sharp.
Okay. Hey, Mitzi.
Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, I'm sorry I missed you this morning.
Yeah, last night, too. You must have gotten in awfully late.
Yeah, I did. Dee Dee, I gotta talk to you about something.
Anything special?
Yeah. Dee Dee, Gunther Wagner came in here last night, and he proposed.
Say what?
Yeah, he proposed. Marriage, Dee Dee, he proposed marriage.
What are you talking about, Mitzi?
I know, I can't believe it's true.
What would make Gunther think that you would even consider such a thing?
I know, I couldn't believe it was serious, but Dee Dee, the man is serious.
So what did he say when you told him no?
Huh?
I said, how did he react when you turned him down?
Well, I didn't, exactly.
You didn't.
Well, Dee Dee, I couldn't. I was stunned. I was shocked. I couldn't say a word.
Well, I think you'd better say a word, and that word had better be no, and you'd better say it fast before he thinks that you would even consider marrying him.
I know, I will.
And another thing, don't tell Cliff.
Say, man, what's happening? What, do you want a solo tonight or something? You remember me, don't you? Preacher. Oh, I know. You don't recognize me because Jody's not with me, right?
Why don't you do a solo yourself? There's a table over there.
Why don't you watch your mouth, man? I like to play. It's my way. Listen, let me get you a beer.
I already ordered one. It's on its way.
Well, sometimes the service around here is real slow, man. You know what my old man used to say? You snooze, you lose. Check this out. Yo, hey, did you forget my friend's beer?
Oh.
See?
Yeah.
Listen, why don't you bring 2, all right?
2, you got it.
Okay?
Thank you.
See, I took care of that, Gavin, that's your name, right?
Yeah, you got it right.
Listen, you don't mind if I sit down, do you? I mean, we can get to know each other. There's lots we can talk about.
If one of those subjects you want to talk about is Jody, forget it.
Well, I figured as much, man. I mean, she told me you and her were real tight at one time. I know she thought a lot about you. A lot more than I do. But listen, I think a lot about her, so I don't think you can be that bad of a guy.
Well, that really makes my day, doesn't it?
Listen, man, why don't you chill out, okay? I'm not a bad guy. I want you to get to know me.
Who says I want to get to know you, preacher?
Listen, man, I just want to find out what happened. That's all. She never talks about why you two broke up.
I thought I told you I didn't want to talk about Jody.
Man, I just want to find out your side, that's all. See, my old man always told me there's 2 sides to every story, you know?
But I believe there's 2 lies in every story.
Here we go.
Whoa, hey, listen. Put this on my bill, all right? Okay?
Why so generous, preacher? Making big bucks at the video disco?
At least I'm working, man. Okay, I'm gonna buy the joint someday anyway. Maybe something bigger, who knows?
I'm glad you have ambition, preacher.
No, baby, what I got is sweet inspiration. See, for once in my life, I've got some hot inspiration. And it's spelled J-O-D-Y. Jody.
I think I've heard enough.
Gavin, darling, great news. Now, I reached Jeremy. He was...
Hey, man, why didn't you tell me you were having company? I wouldn't have intruded on your space. Seriously. You are really a pretty lady, you know that? Listen, you and me will talk about Jody some other time.
I assure you, Mr. Constantine, there's nothing you can't say in front of my wife. She knows all there is to know about my professional affairs.
Well, and I hope you know this much, Mrs. Devereaux. Your husband hired me to make a purchase for him, and for the first time in my life, I bungled the job. I sent a key to this house, and it fell into the wrong hands.
What I would like to know is why you clever spy sent something so valuable in the ordinary mail.
Ordinary mail is probably the safest and surest way to deliver a valuable property.
Couriers are observed. Nobody can put a tail on the U.S. Postal Service. No, what I didn't count on was interference from right in this house. From your former wife.
I'm not so sure of that theory. You know our friend, Harry Lavender.
Yes, I know Harry. I also know he wasn't wrong.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the statement he made about Patricia Devereaux was the complete truth. She did intercept that key. She did go to the Octavian Club and remove the phone book from that locker.
Now, what makes you so sure of that?
Because I met Patricia. I came to Monticello using the name Richard Scanlon. I contrived to meet her at a charity ball. We, became friends.
Friends?
All I wanted was the truth, and that's what I got. Your wife had the phone book, Mr. Devereaux. The odds are she was murdered for it.
Butter? I thought we were eating lighter.
Got butter, and we are.
Then it's margarine, same old fat and calories.
No, 25% less fat and calories and less salt.
New Fleischmann's Light, the only one with 25% less salt, 25% less fat, 25% less calories than regular margarine.
Next, you'll say it's delicious.
Nope. You will.
It's delicious.
New Fleischmann's Light, 25% less salt, fat, and calories.
Mmm. Ah. Mmm. Ah. Diet Pepsi, 1 small calorie. Now you see it, now you don't. That great Pepsi taste. Diet Pepsi won't go to your waist. Oh, Diet Pepsi, 1 small calorie.
Great Pepsi taste that won't go to your waist.
They're all back. His favorite families on the Family Feud. Join Richard Dawson as he welcomes your old friends from Batman, Gilligan's Island, Lost in Space, and Hawaiian Eye.
Will Batman do it?
Coming up on The Feud. Monday.
You may be right, Mr. Constantine. But all I know is that I didn't find the phone book in Patricia's hotel suite.
You were there?
Oh, don't worry. She was dead before I arrived. I have no idea who killed her. Have you?
Relax, Mr. Devereaux. I had nothing to do with it. At the time, I was in a restaurant, and that can be verified.
Patricia told me she was going to turn over the document to me. But all I found was a package wrapped in blue ribbon. It was a wedding photograph of us.
Her idea of a joke.
Well, then it's possible the killer escaped with the real thing.
Oh, I doubt that. You see, I think Patricia's killer and the man who held me up were one and the same person. So why would he do that if he already had what he wanted?
Yes, that makes sense.
Look, don't you two jerks realize that if you want to be sure that Patricia had that phone book, You have to be sure that she opened the locker in the Octavian Club.
You're right, Mrs. Devereaux. We still haven't proved that. You know, we could. Right now.
How?
We can go over to the club and see if the man in charge of the lockers has a good memory.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I think I have an old photograph of Patricia.
Well, let's go then.
Wait a minute. You can't go. You just got out of the hospital.
This is important, Raven. We won't be long.
All right. Let me try to remember the first time I was in this room with Foley. He was always sitting in this chair and always acting like he belonged here, smoking a pipe, reading a book. It was always the same book. I remember thinking what a peculiar subject for him to be reading about, only I don't remember what it was. Let's see. I remember thinking that it was the last book in the world I would ever want to look through. This is it. Principles of Boolean Algebra. There's a hot title, if ever I heard one. What the hell does Boolean mean anyway? Computer search strategy for information retrieval.
Oh, my God. Jefferson Brown's diary.
Get tacos like you like 'em from Old El Paso.
Finish them off with Old El Paso taco sauce. With sun-ripened tomatoes, zesty green chilies, and flavorful spices. So chunky, so tasty.
Get tacos like you like 'em, and you like 'em, and you like 'em.
Get tacos like this from Old El Paso, where the taco sauces are good and chunky.
Like I like 'em.
Get tacos like you like 'em from Old El Paso.
Don't miss Sears Spring Home Sale for sensational savings. Save $50 to $300 on most Sears sofa sleepers. Get free lining with the purchase of any custom drapery fabric. Save 30 to 50% on a selection of custom fabrics, horizontal and vertical blinds, and woven woods. Plus half-price nylon pile carpeting in limited quantities. Because of a special arrangement with the Carpet Mill, this regular $29.99 carpeting is only $14.99. Now at Sears Spring Home Sale.
Tonight, Benson versus his kid brother with no holds barred on Benson. Then James and Jesse land on a television court show in a dispute over Jesse's offer to buy his neighbor's apartment on Condo. And Henry butts in to keep an old friend from marrying a girl far too young on Too Close for Comfort. After, Sam and Molly's confidence are shaken when he's out-diagnosed by a computer and her star witness disappears on It Takes Two.
What kind of a person shoots the president? I'll talk with John Hinckley Jr.'s parents.
I can't tell you the feeling that I had. I just saw my son's life going down the drain.
And I'll have the story of Hugh Hefner's troubled empire, the aging of Playboy magazine, on 20/20 tonight.
The New York area loves Hoover, and now Hoover is available at ShopRite. This lightweight spirit canister with tools, just $59.99. Even save on Hoover bags at ShopRite.
Good afternoon, I'm Ernie Anastas. Coming up today at 5 o'clock, our area is hit with a heat wave. Who's complaining? We had a near record temperature this afternoon. We'll have full story for you and how long the hot weather will last. And we'll also have this.
Kids read a lot, so it's only natural they'd be special.